Public Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, massive controversy breaks out after the Congress government in Telangana gifts army land allegedly to be a Muslim burial ground. Tonight, complete collapse of law and order in Mamta's Bengal as goons target tribal leaders for a second consecutive day. It's getting bloodier and bloodier in Bengal. And at 9 o'clock this evening, why I believe, without a doubt, that there is a wave of racism. Racism against Indians. Indians targeted. A wave of racism in America against Indians. The story, the first visual on the story is that of an ex-cricketer called Azharuddin, now with the Congress party. And Azharuddin then became a politician, joined the Congress party, once was cricket captain. We can run the visuals, please. Thank you so much, and I'll have no prompting further on visuals. Producers, please understand that clearly. On the 5th of October, that is day before yesterday, he was seen in the picture with this man, Syed Azmatullah Hussaini, the Telangana Waqf Board chief, and Azharuddin in that pink t-shirt with the upturned collar as usual is boasting that because of my efforts, I got 2,500 square yards of land allotted for the construction, for the notification of a Muslim burial ground, a graveyard in the Tony Jubilee Hills area of Hyderabad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the story changes. Azharuddin very happy. Look at him, full frame in the pictures there, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely happy. He's got land allotted. But whose land is that? Whose land did Azharuddin get? The story changes when on the 6th of October, army officials come in and they have to intervene to stop the construction of the Muslim burial ground. They say, how can you do that? How did the Waqf give you that land? That land is ours. It's army land. It's defense land. It's defense land. And this is the classic problem in our country, that the Waqf goes and claims everything as its own. We're living in a country today where the Waqf even claims army land to be its own. Hear this, ladies and gentlemen, just hear this.
हमें यहाँ बांध भी लगाएंगे, अभी टहनियाँ भी लगाएंगे। जब हमें आदेश मिलेगा मेरे तरफ से नहीं पूरा लेने का तो मैं पहले भी बता चुका हूँ। आएगा वो चैनल वाइज मेरे पास लेकिन ऐसे ये बोल काटना, ये करना, ये हमारा मेरा जो ऑफिशियल देखो आप मेरे को बहुत सारे कागज अभी मैं बता रहा हूँ। ये देख रहे हो ये रोड से लेके पूरा जमीन हमारा, जो भी सरकार है जो कुछ किया वो रोड हमने दिया। अभी ये रोड चौड़ा भी होना है, इसके ऊपर नापा ये हो गया है, फिर हमने काम रोका हो।
And my question is this, Rahul Gandhi, what are you doing? What are you doing, Rahul Gandhi? Why are you creating a situation today where Waqf gives this, gives that, gives this, gives that, claim this, claim that, and today even army officials are having to say, don't do this, don't encroach on our land. Ladies and gentlemen, the land was allotted for a Muslim burial ground to win an election. The Congress party wants to win an election, allegedly on the basis of taking away land that is not theirs, which belongs to the army. A day before the election commission is to announce the by-election dates in Jubilee Hills in Hyderabad, they go and give away land. Now the by-polls will happen on 11th November. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a crazy situation. Locals have now come out in protest. The army officials are saying this is not Waqf land, this is our land. There are pictures of locals also coming out in protest. The army is saying it is our land. This entire confusion is completely artificially created. And it's all happening because of one thing. The Congress party believes in only one form of appeasement, which is Muslim appeasement. They just want to appease Muslims. And that's why Azharuddin went and took land that was not his. You can run the visuals again. Producers, I don't have to keep prompting you. That's the visual again. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem is the Waqf says Parliament's land is ours. Delhi airport land is ours. They'll say Supreme Court land is ours. They'll say Taj Mahal is ours. And if the army of this country is having to go and tell these people that no, this is our land, then I really want to ask the Congress party, why did you reduce the army to doing this? Why was the army official there in a negotiation with people? He does not need to do that. He's wearing the uniform to serve the country. You are getting army into a political situation. If you can today encroach army land, then whose land can you not encroach? The army officials can come and push you back. But can a simple temple pujari push you back? Can a farmer in a small land holding in Kerala push you back when the Waqf comes and says, that land, Mr. Farmer, is our land. That land, Mr. Pujari, is our land. The core of all of this is a terrible thing called Muslim appeasement. It has to stop. And whether it's Azharuddin or Rahul Gandhi or Revant Reddy, they have to stop it. Whatever they are doing is wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, this kind of appeasement has to be questioned. It will backfire.
बट ऐसे हम इस ग्राउंड में अभी हम बोर्ड भी नहीं रहने देंगे, सीधे बता रहा हूँ मैं. हमें यहाँ बांध भी लगाएंगे, अभी टहनियाँ भी लगाएंगे. जब हमें आदेश मिलेगा मेरा तरफ से पूरा ले लेगा. मैं पहले भी बता चुका हूँ.
These are the pictures of Indian Army jawans defending their turf. Only that it's not against the enemy. This was in Hyderabad, where the Revant Reddy government handed over a land parcel belonging to defence forces to the Waqf Board for a graveyard.
Scuffle between the defence officials and the Muslim leaders led to a confusion among the Muslim community because the government had allotted this particular land for them as graveyard, but they realized that this particular land does not belong to the government or the defence authorities.
Just 2 days ago, Congress government, through an order, had allocated 2,500 square yards of land at Jubilee Hills, Khairabad Masjid for a burial ground. Telangana government's actions reek of last-minute vote bank appeasement as Jubilee Hills gears up for by-polls in the next 35 days. And it was not just the army. Even other local residents in the neighborhood have protested against the government's move to allot the land for a graveyard near their homes, citing congestion and safety concerns.
Jubilee Hills Assembly segment constitutes Muslim population of 1.4 lakh voters, and that is why Congress government here in Telangana chose the Jubilee Hills graveyard issue, where lakhs of population have been demanding for a graveyard, and just 48 hours before the election notification code was to be announced, Congress government hastily announced and released a GO of 2,500 square yards being allocated at Alkapuri colony for the Muslims graveyard.
In its bid to appease ahead of the by-poll, the Reddy government has not just flouted on defence estates, but has also left the Muslim community utterly confused.
ये जिसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है, ये ज़मीन वक्फ की है, पहले भी थी, आज भी है, कल भी रहेगी. आप ये एरिया में देखिए, हज़ारों एकड़ की ज़मीन वक्फ की है, जो मुसलमानों की अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए दी गई, जिसमें आप एजुकेशन के लिए भी है, ग्रेवयार्ड्स के लिए, ठीक है। हुकूमत को चाहिए था गवर्नमेंट लैंड अगर है उसको जो हो सो देना चाहिए, बट आप वक्फ की ज़मीन दे रहे हैं, ठीक है, बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है। बट यहाँ का जो इशू है, डिफेंस बोल रही है कि उनकी ज़मीन है, ठीक है, तो वो उसको हम क्लैरिटी लेकर आकर, क्यों तो 1.5 लाख की आबादी है यहाँ पे एरिया में, इतनी ज़मीन भी जो हो सो इशू हो जाएगा बहुत बड़ा।
While the construction of the graveyard on the defence land has been halted following a dignified Indian Army intervention, isn't the episode yet another evidence that Telangana's Congress government places appeasement politics over everything else?
And the reason I'm leading with this tonight, I think it's because it's terrible that the Indian Army is having to stop these people from taking over their land. Look at those pictures there. You saw the pictures, Madhuvanti? The army official is coming and saying, please don't do this, don't come here, don't push your way, this land is not yours. And I'm glad they did that. But the Indian Army can push them back. What if it was a farmer, it was a pujari in a temple? It was a middle-class man who's put all his life savings into a piece of land. The Waqf would have just come and taken that away. And who is Azharuddin to take the land? Like it's some gift. Ladies and gentlemen, Azharuddin taking the land and the Indian Army having to say, listen, we are pushing you back, we're not letting you take away our land, is the big lead story tonight. Madhuvanti, your opening remarks on this, please.
Good evening, Arnabji, and good evening to my fellow panelists here. I mean, this is absolutely the lowest to which the Congress can stoop down to. If an army official has to ask the Waqf Board to move away from his land, I mean, what is the Congress government trying to tell the people of this country, especially the people of Telangana, especially the Muslims in Jubilee Hill? Aren't the Muslims Indians there? Isn't there nationalism left in Telangana anymore? I don't understand. How do you suddenly go and say this belongs to the Waqf land, and exactly 2 days before the election commission is going to, announce the by-polls, you have somebody going there and saying, oh, here, take it. I've granted you 2,500 acres of land, use it as a burial ground. What happened when the Congress came to power? How come none of this was happening at that point in time? I mean, the timing is bizarre. Or it's rather very obvious that they just want to do this to appease a set of Muslims. But you have ended up leaving the Muslims of Jubilee Hills confused. That is what they have done. And like you rightly said, if the army officials of this country have to go to this level of saying, please get away from our land, what is the plight of a poor Hindu pujari or a poor farmer or a poor Christian worker on whom the Waqf land is going to just take over, and they're just going to say this belongs to us and show some thousands of papers and say this belongs to us and say this is it, I will take it over. And you want and if the amendment will come, they'll all scream on top of Mount Everest saying, oh, this is anyay, this is wrong. There is no secularism left in this country, but this is very secular. They can just go and take over army land, and the army official has to come there and stand and say, please step back, this land belongs to me. This is what is secularism in this country. This is what is nationalism in this country, Arnabji.
Excuse me, madam, you go and question nationalism with BJP government at the center.
Of course,
there are 13,000 cases.
This has got nothing to do with BJP. This has got everything to do with Congress. I will question nationalism because your leader of the Congress.
Excuse me, madam, according to the Directorate General of Defense,
he says he's not safe in his own country.
There are 13,000 cases.
This has got nothing to do with BJP. This has got everything to do with the Congress.
RB land is in question with the relevant state and central governments.
Nonsense about
Today, don't try to pin the blame on Congress. This property belongs to Waqf, and it is Waqf property. Unless gazetted, no Waqf officer will claim even 1 inch.
You are a bunch of
Waqf Board has not encroached even 1 inch of
the
other.
nationalism and secularism of this country. You have no right to talk about nationalism to me. I am a nationalist and I will ask questions, especially when the army that serves this country without any bias being put to this level. I will ask questions as a nationalist. You are an anti-national sitting on this channel and trying to question my nationalism. Don't you dare do that on national television. You understand?
This is an unnecessary situation out here that we are in entirely ourselves. Why should we create a situation? What is the hurry to give the land which the army, 1 minute, will you be quiet? I can shout more than you.
It is a gazetted Waqf land. We are not encroaching on anybody else's land.
Go to court.
Board has not encroached.
Go to
even
a
one inch.
civilian court and say that.
Let the court.
We have not encroached.
Go to a civilian court and say that.
Sir, I am very clear. Unless gazetted, we don't claim even 1 inch of land.
Anyway, I feel very bad.
3,000 cases are pending.
First of all,
About
who is
defense
we?
land.
Who is we? Who is we? All Muslims. Then you represent all Muslims. Since when do you
I am
represent
talking
all
about
Muslims?
Waqf Board. I
Who is we?
represent Karnataka Waqf Board.
Huh?
I am talking about Waqf Board. When I say we don't encroach, I mean the Waqf Board does not encroach.
Yeah.
When I say we have not taken even 1 inch of anybody's land, that means the Waqf Board has not taken even 1 inch
the
of anybody
visuals-
else's land.
I got that. Now listen to me. The visuals that concern me, and if you're watching this program, Krishang Manem is the BRS official spokesperson also with us today, and Asif Hussain Sohail is with us. You see, we have an unnecessary situation here today where we have the Indian Army officials informing these Muslim community leaders that the land in question belongs to the defense and to the army, and that no activity can be carried out on it without their permission until the issue is resolved. I think the army is being very reasonable. Very reasonable. You should respect the army. You should not trouble the army. You should not fight with the army. Tomorrow you will say the cantonment belongs to us. Tomorrow already you are saying India Gate belongs to us. Parliament belongs to us. Parliament belongs to us. Right? So the point is you must be understanding. A team of Indian Army officials arrives at the spot and halts the plans. And good. Very good. We support the Indian Army. Right, Krishank? We support the Indian Army. What is going on here? What is the need to take away army land and make a Muslim burial ground exactly there?
Arnab, being here in Hyderabad and knowing this issue and for tweeting this, the Congress government has just now filed a police case on me for tweeting on this issue. So I know the entire details of this.
They have
Number
done what?
one,
The Congress has done what?
Congress leaders have gone and filed a police case on me for tweeting this issue on
Why?
a tweet of mine.
Why?
Why? Because I've kept the entire chronology and questioned them on 5th October. Right, rightly as you mentioned, that Azharuddin first represented this issue, and on 5th October, not the Waqf chairman, but the Telangana Minority Residential Schools vice chairman, the CM Revant's close aide, Mr. Fahimuddin Qureshi went to this land and immediately got a geo released and put it on his social media on 5th October. And after that, the Congress ministers, 2 Congress ministers and the Waqf Board chairman, Mr. Azmatullah, they also held a press meet and they announced this. After which, immediately, couple of hours, the army authorities went there, they stood there and they said that this is not Waqf land, this is defense land. And immediately the election code was also announced. Now, there is one thing missing. Now the Congress voices wants to defend that no, this land is Waqf land, there is nothing wrong in it. Then if nothing was wrong in it, why did you have to change your location again? The protest which the civilians are taking out, Arnab, is of a different location called Erragadda, where there is another issue. There is a 2-acre land which was allotted for a graveyard, but the local Congress leaders have encroached Waqf land, which is a 100-feet approach road. And instead of clearing that, yesterday, the Congress government, yesterday morning, sent the collector there. And by afternoon, a wall was demolished, a 30-feet road wall was demolished. And now the colony residents are saying that instead of saving the Waqf land, instead of reclaiming the 100-feet approach road, why are you demolishing this wall within the colony? So question number one.
Why does the army come in all of this? Can I ask you, Krishank? When did the army come into this, into the picture?
After the Congress, without any due diligence, took a decision before elections. Because 1.4 lakh votes of Muslims are going to decide that election. That was the motive of the Congress party. And they took this decision before the election code.
And what
That
is
is
the
when the
army
army-
saying here? Krishank, explain the basics to our viewers. What is the army saying here?
Army is saying that it is a defense land. and they have the documents is what they are saying, and neither the Waqf or neither
So
the
are you
ministers-
saying,
the
I mean, are you
ministers
saying, are you, I mean,
spoken about it.
is the army, now think about it, viewers, think about it very logically. Do you expect the Indian army to go to the Waqf and say, I mean, how will that, is that going to be humiliating for us, Madhavanti? The Indian army will go to the Waqf and say that the Indian army will request the Waqf, and the Waqf will say, Indian army, stand before us and we will decide. I mean, is this right?
After
What
the
is going
Indian
on here?
army claiming-
What is going on here, Krishank?
Arnab, after Indian army claiming this, the government has not spoken about it. They have not given an explanation.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Neither the Congress ministers. They are deceiving Muslims.
130 feet.
It is not officially.
Please don't do this to the Indian army. Don't do this to the Indian army. Don't, Razak. No, I've taken enough. Not this. I will not take this.
It is our graveyard. It is our graveyard.
Unbelievable.
It is not the
We are
entire
seeing
land
here
in question.
that they are now defending Waqf getting into Indian army land, and this is where the problem comes in. You should step back. You should not fight with the Indian army.
Government offices. There are government offices on defense land.
No,
Army
you
is
can't do
fighting with state governments. There are petitions.
You want the army to go before the Waqf and plead?
So why
So what a pity that Congress has made
There
this
is a limit to appeasement.
Muslims versus
How
Indian
much
army.
more will we see in this country?
Just because of your blunder, just because of the Congress government's blunder, you are pitching it against army versus what?
No,
Army versus Muslims, which is wrong. The crime has been done, committed by the Congress government, by the Revant
Yeah,
government.
exactly. The Revant Reddy government should be a little bit more careful, measure its steps and not do anything to upset the Indian army. That is my view. Asif Hussain Sohail, this is entirely avoidable. You want to have a Muslim burial ground? Make it somewhere else. Have it somewhere else. Why do you have to have it right here in area that the army is saying is theirs? Why?
अनब मैं आपको इसकी सच्चाई बताना चाह रहा हूँ। ये जो अलॉटेड ज़मीन है ये मेरे घर से सिर्फ 2 किलोमीटर दूर पर है। हम बचपन से देखते हुए आ रहे हैं। वहाँ पे मस्जिद है जो पिछले 400 साल पुरानी मस्जिद है, उसके बाजू और एक मस्जिद है।
तो आप कह रहे हैं आर्मी गलत कह रही है?
गवर्नमेंट की प्रॉपर्टी।
आप कह रहे हैं आर्मी गलत कह रही है?
सुनिए
आप कह रहे हैं आर्मी गलत है? आप सही है
सर, मैं गलत नहीं बोल रहा। मेरी बात
आप आर्मी को गलत बोल रहे हैं।
मैं बोल रहा हूँ सर, मेरी बात सुनिए।
आप आर्मी को गलत बोल रहे हैं।
अरे सर, मेरी बात तो खत्म करने दीजिए। सुनिए मेरी बात। देखिए, वहां से पीछे कुछ दूर पे मिलिट्री का जो रेंज है, तो उसके मजीद जमीन के करीब है। सर देखिए, हमने यहाँ के जुबली हिल्स कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के मुसलमानों ने
ना, आर्मी का क्या रेंज है? एक मिनट, आर्मी की क्या रेंज है?
साथ सुनिए,
आर्मी की क्या रेंज है?
मेरी बता रहा हूँ सर।
क्या रेंज है बताइए ना, कोई कारण तो होगा, आप अकोमोडेट कीजिए। जो भी आर्मी की रिक्वेस्ट है, आपकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि नहीं कि आप भारतीय सेना का समर्थन करें?
मैं तो वही करने दे रहा हूँ ना सर। सुनिए, आप
यही बनाएंगे, यही करेंगे, जहां पे आपको तकलीफ होगी। ऐसा क्यों?
सेना हमारे
Arnab ji, the fact that he is even trying to say that there was
एक आसिफ सोहेल जी बोलिए। हाँ बोलिए।
narrative.
आप कंटिन्यू। देखिए सर, वहां पे सर हमने जो मुतालिबा किया था गवर्नमेंट से, गवर्नमेंट लैंड देने की बात की थी। वक्फ की जमीन तो हमारी खुद की जमीन है, ठीक है, वो मुसलमानों के अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए रखी गई। मगर अब ये जल्दबाजी में जो फैसला हुआ, एक तो वहां
जल्दबाजी में क्यों हुआ?
कम है,
जल्दबाजी में क्यों हुआ?
सुनिए
नहीं, आप सच बोलिए। हमारे साथ इधर है, देखिए YouTube में कितने लोग देख रहे हैं स्ट्रीमिंग में। We have record viewership going on right now. कृषांक मेनन, सवाल ये है, जल्दबाजी में क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि आपको मुस्लिम वोट चाहिए। ये सच बोलिए ना। इट्स ऑल अबाउट किसी तरह से मुस्लिम वोट ले आइए।
अब रही बात सर, आप रही बात
इलेक्शन कोड के घंटों पहले ये सब हुआ।
अब रही बात है, डिफेंस अपना क्लेम कर रही है। सर सुनिए, डिफेंस अपना जब क्लेम कर रही है, वक्त का गैजेट है प्रॉपर बना हुआ, ठीक है, हम उसके ऊपर बात करेंगे सर बैठ के। पर हम तो चाहेंगे सर, ये सर हम तो चाहेंगे गवर्नमेंट लैंड चाहेंगे।
ये स्टेटमेंट देने के बाद 24 घंटे हो गए, अब तक कांग्रेस सरकार ने किसी ने भी एक बयान नहीं दी है। अगर आप
हमारा मुतालिबा
आप सही है
सर,
तो आप क्यों अभी तक आप
कि हम वक्त की जमीन नहीं, गवर्नमेंट की जमीन चाहिए हमें। सुनिए सर, हमारा सर हमारा मुतालिबा ये है कि हमें वक्त की नहीं गवर्नमेंट की जमीन चाहिए।
आप ये कैंपेन करेंगे, मुद्दा उठाए और वोट से,
क्योंकि यहाँ पे 1.5 लाख की आबादी है, उसको accommodate करने के लिए।
You have brought this confusion today. Just before, few hours before BR elections, the election code of Jubilee Hills and BR, you choose this timing. You wanted chaos, you wanted confusion, and that is why you have done this. You are responsible.
अगर मुझे आप बात करने का मौका नहीं दे रहे हैं तो आप
मैं मौका दे रहा हूं। मैं आपको ये पूछ रहा हूं कि आप मेरे से सच बोलिए, मैं बुरा नहीं मानूंगा। आप देखिए आसिफ जी, ये हिंदू मुस्लिम इशू नहीं है, आप मेरे साथ थोड़ी लॉजिकली बात करें। मैं आपको मौका देना चाहता हूं, मगर मैं चाहता हूं कि सिर्फ एक चीज कि गाली गलौच नहीं हो, अब्यूजिंग की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, किसी भी धर्म की डिसरिस्पेक्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, मगर एक सवाल, एक बात आप और हम मानेंगे कि हम सच बोलेंगे। देखिए आसिफ जी, मैं हिंदू हूं, आप मुस्लिम है, इससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता। मेरी बात सुनिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूं आपको कि आपने खुद कहा, मेरी बात सुनिए मान्यवर, आपने खुद कहा, यू सेड योरसेल्फ जल्दबाजी। एक मिनट, you use the word मधुवंती जल्दबाजी, विच मीन्स इन अ हरी। जल्दी जल्दी अजहरुद्दीन जाके लैंड ले लो, फोटो ले लो, ट्वीट कर दो, और कांग्रेस पार्टी जाके मुसलमानों को बोलो देखिए हमने मुस्लिम ग्रेवयार्ड के लिए जगह ले ली, हमें वोट दीजिए। अब ये मैं आपको कह रहा हूं, आसिफ सोहेल, ऑल इंडिया मजलिसे इत्तिहादुल मुस्लिमीन के स्पोक्स पर्सन will have to say on my program today that this is nothing but Muslim appeasement. Say it is Muslim appeasement. I want you to accept it is Muslim appeasement.
सर सुनिए, मैं
Muslim appeasement.
सर सुनिए,
Muslim appeasement. Muslim appeasement. You have to accept. Only Republic is going to ask this question. No, you are an unnecessary.
वही बोल रहा हूँ सर।
बोलिए।
नहीं बिल्कुल। अरे सर मेरी बात तो खत्म करने दीजिए आप। अगर आप ही बोलेंगे तो कैसा होगा?
मैं कहाँ बोल रहा हूँ? I'm listening to you.
आप सच्चाई की बात कर रहे हैं ना?
Look at the numbers. They're going up. People are watching this tonight, viewers.
अर्नब, मैं पूरी आपकी कसम खाकर सच्चाई बयान करूंगा, कोई झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा। मेरी बात खत्म करने दीजिए। देखिए, वो कोई दो राय नहीं है, वक्त की जमीन है, डिफेंस की होती है तो डिफेंस वो अपना बताएगी लाके। हमारा मुतालबा ये है कि हमें गवर्नमेंट लैंड चाहिए।
आप चाहते हैं कि आर्मी वक्त के सामने भीख मांगे?
Arnab ji, I have a question for him.
You want the army to beg?
सर मेरी बात,
Why don't you accommodate if it is coming? I don't know whether it's their land, but they have an objection. Why do you not step back? Say Indian army first, why we will not trouble you. हम आपको परेशान नहीं करेंगे, हम बैक ऑफ करेंगे।
सर देखिए, नहीं मैं बोल रहा हूं सर, देखिए हम कोई नहीं, वो तो वही बोले ना सर, उनको भी डॉक्यूमेंट लाने के लिए बताया गया है, हमारे वक्फ बोर्ड के भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स आएंगे,
इसके सामने जाएंगे, सिविलियन कोर्ट और वक्फ बोर्ड।
पूरा बंडा इश्क के लिए हमें खबरस्तान अलग चाहिए
यहाँ पे,
समझे आप?
आपको क्या चाहिए?
आप सर,
आप बोल रहे हैं कि हमें
हैदराबाद के अंदर
वक्फ नहीं चाहिए,
हैदराबाद के अंदर
हमें गवर्नमेंट लैंड चाहिए, तो आप ये वक्फ लैंड बोल रहे हैं, तो क्या
बैठकर आप अपना प्रवचन मत दीजिए। आप
मैं प्रवचन नहीं दे रही हूँ, मैं सवाल पूछ रही हूँ।
हजारों एकड़ जमीन
प्रवचन देकर सबको कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो।
मैं तो जवाब देने दीजिए ना।
बोलिए, आपको क्या चाहिए?
आपका जवाब मैं थोड़ी बोल पाऊंगा, आप मेरी जवाब तो
बोलिए, क्या चाहिए आपको? आपको गवर्नमेंट लैंड चाहिए या वक्फ लैंड चाहिए?
कोई चीज नहीं चाहिए,
क्या चाहिए?
हमारी हजारों एकड़ की जमीन को जो कब्जा किया गया है वक्त की,
कौन कब्जा किया?
वो नहीं है ना। देखिए, ये आप जब डिफेंस की बात कर रहे हैं, वहाँ पे 400
डिबेट में कि इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी ने ये लैंड को कब्जा किया।
मैडम, वहाँ पे 400 साल मस्जिद है, तो वो किसकी जमीन हो गई?
500 साल के पहले राम मंदिर भी था जी,
करा हुआ है, नोटिफिकेशन करा हुआ है।
500 साल के पहले राम मंदिर भी था, मैं बोलूं वो बात नहीं है, अब वो बात नहीं है।
Atikur is on the debate. Atikur Rahman is the last minute of the debate. Atikur Rahman is on the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, this debate is live. It's live. You're listening to this tonight. Atikur Rahman, stop this Muslim appeasement. I don't like to see my army people in uniform having to plead in the way they're having to do in Hyderabad today. What are you doing? Suppose it is near a range. Suppose there's some reason the army is telling you to not trouble them. You fight with BJP, you fight with Madhavi Lata, you fight with Madhuvanti, you fight with Krishank, no problem. Don't fight with Indian army. Fight with Arnab Goswami as much as you want, but don't fight with the Indian army. Atikur, some Lakshman Rekha, you know, red line, yes or no? Some red line is there in this country?
Yes. Arnab, with due regards to my army men and the entire armed forces in India, your appeasement, Muslim appeasement bogey since the last 10 years has created a Nathuram Godse.
Hey, you are a Zakir Naik supporter. Come to the point. I'm not a Nathuram Godse fan, but you are a Zakir Naik supporter. I am anti-Nathuram Godse, but you are for Zakir Naik. You are a Zakir Naik supporter, yes or not? I say I'm against Nathuram Godse. You say you're against Zakir Naik. I say I'm anti-Nathuram Godse. I say I'm anti-Nathuram Godse. You say you're against Zakir Naik.
For the shoe, a lawyer against our Chief Justice. You first apologize.
I didn't throw the shoe. So for God's sake, mind your language. You radical.
Against the Muslims and the minorities of India, it is your hate agenda who is creating.
Whatever, yeah. Going off a tangent.
Between the two major communities.
I don't believe this. I don't believe he's actually saying this on national television.
I didn't throw a shoe at the Chief Justice. Why are you shouting at me?
Right here. Your viewers want to hear.
I can't. Thank God the audio is bad because even the audio does not want to support you. कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं?
You need to apologize.
मैं कह रहा हूँ, don't trouble the Indian Army. Asif, am I saying anything bad? You must compromise.
Or sue against the Chief Justice because you had a debate on him. You had said that the Chief Justice has.
I'm not listening to that.
Chief Justice on this topic, Arnab ji.
He's changing the subject. Listen, I request you,
just changing the narrative.
Asif, you go and tell Asaduddin Owaisi that you please support the Indian Army. Don't make the army beg to move you out. There is a reason. Respect the army.
अन्ना मुझे आप जवाब तो देने दो. आप बात ही नहीं करने दे रहे हो. नहीं आपको सच्चाई नहीं मालूम करना है. आप वन साइडेड अगर बोलेंगे तो मैं क्या जवाब दूंगा. बोलो आप. सर मुझे बगैर इंटरप्शन के 60 सेकंड दीजिए. मैं बोल दे के हट जाऊंगा.
चलो टेक इट.
सर देखिए हमारा मुतालेबा 1.5 लाख लोगों के जुबली. सुनिए सर, जुबली कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी के 1.5 लाख मुसलमानों का मुतालेबा ये था. हमें कब्रस्तान, एर्रागड्डा, यूसुफगुड़ा, बोराबंडा और शेखपेट के लिए चाहिए. अब जो
चाहिए नहीं होता है ना. हमको चाहिए तो चाहिए. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. मैं बोलूंगा मुझे ये दो वो दो. What is चाहिए? No, चाहिए. कृषक नो चाहिए तो कहीं और कीजिए. कृषक
क्यों नहीं चाहिए मुझे बताइए आप. सर हमारे पास
ये लॉजिक नहीं है ना. दिस इज नॉट अ लॉजिकल थिंग. मुझे चाहिए.
शमशान होता है तो मुसलमान लेने में तकलीफ क्या है आपको. मेरी बात खत्म करने.
1.5 लाख लोगों को, मुसलमानों को ग्रेवयार्ड के लिए जगह चाहिए था. तो 2500 गज कैसे बस होगा.
नहीं दे पाऊंगा मैं.
कहाँ एर्रागड्डा, कहाँ रहमतनगर, कहाँ वही गरीबों को 10,000 रुपए ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लिए खर्च होता था. आपको जगह देना था. नंबर 1 गवर्नमेंट लैंड देना था. 2 एकड़ से ऊपर देना था. आपको ड्यू डिलिजेंस डॉक्यूमेंटेशन देखना था. आपको उससे पहले करना था. चुनाव के कोर्ट से पहले नहीं करना था. आज आप जिस तरह से खिलौना राजनीति कांग्रेस सरकार ने किया है उसके वजह से आज मुसलमानों.
गैजेट हमारी है, गैजेट है वक्फ बोर्ड की, तो हमें मालूम है जमीन किसकी है.
भाई नंबर 1 आप ही ने 1.5 लाख लोग मुसलमान वहां पे है. 1.5 लाख वोटर अगर है.
आप
तो
अगर सुनना चाह रहे हैं ना, आप अगर तो नहीं तो कोई कुछ नहीं बोल पाएंगे फिर आप.
कांग्रेस सरकार ने जल्दबाजी की थी, चुनाव के लिए वोट की थी.
I think this was avoidable. I request everyone, MIM, Congress, everyone not to trouble the Indian Army. The Indian Army, it puts its lives on stake for us. We all backed them during Operation Sindoor. We don't need to make them go through this in Hyderabad or anywhere else. It's not for politics. Moving on, Bengal. Thank you. Bengal is in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons once again. And ladies and gentlemen, it's terrible. It's terrible. You have a member of parliament whose skull has been broken. He's going to be joining me tonight. He has been so badly hit, ladies and gentlemen. Manoj Oraon, so brutally attacked. And then there was another attack today, which means wherever BJP leaders are going, they are being beaten. And obviously there is a political angle to this. We're going to get the MP who had his skull broken. He's joining me live tonight, but here's the latest.
Another day, another case of political violence in West Bengal. Tribal BJP legislator Manoj Kumar Oraon was brutally beaten up on his way to provide relief aid to flood-affected victims in Alipurdwar district of North Bengal. His car was vandalized. Weapons were snatched from his security personnel.
কিছু তৃণমূলের হার মাত্রা কয়েকজন মাত্র তারা এখানে ডিস্টার্ব দিচ্ছে। তারা কি তারা নিজেরও ত্রাণ দেবে না, আমাদেরকেও ত্রাণ দিয়ে দেবে না। এবং আমরা শান্তিপ্রিয়ভাবে আমাদের কর্মসূচিতে এসেছিলাম। তারা আমাদের ফোর্স, আমাদের মহিলারা, কার্যকর্তা, সাধারণ সভার আক্রমণ করেছে। তো এটাই হচ্ছে বর্তমান রাজ্যের পরিস্থিতি।
This comes just a day after BJP Lok Sabha parliamentarian from Malda North, Khoghen Murmu, and legislator Shankar Ghosh were brutally assaulted while on their way to flood-affected areas in Jalpaiguri. Today's attack came even as Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee was visiting Khoghen Murmu in a Siliguri hospital, reducing it to political optics. There have been many instances of similar political violence, including in Cooch Behar, where thousands of Hindus had turned refugees in their own land. Mamata Banerjee, however, feels that there is nothing concerning about this physical targeting of the opposition members.
I have received the doctor's report and everything. He is in observation because he is having the diabetics. उनका डायबिटिक्स ज़्यादा है, इसीलिए डायबिटिक्स कंट्रोल करना पड़ता है ना। छोटा सा भी कुछ होता है तो उनको उसका कान में थोड़ा लगा, कान का पीछा।
Back-to-back attacks on BJP leaders in West Bengal raise serious questions about the state of law and order in Mamata's Bengal. Is Bengal still stuck in the communist days of political violence?
Shatarupa is the BJP spokesperson, Sabir Ali of the TMC, Dinadri Bhattacharya pro-TMC. Manoj Kumar Oraon is the BJP MLA who was attacked by TMC workers. Mr. Oraon, Manoj, can you hear me, Manoj? I saw the camera move there.
Hello.
Are you there? Move the camera towards you. Move the camera towards you. Manoj, Manoj, tell me what happened today. You went there. What happened? We saw some pictures. वहाँ पे हुआ क्या हमको समझाइए आप, और कैमरा को अपने तरफ रखिए क्योंकि कल जो ये हादसा हुआ
नॉर्थ बंगाल, आप लोग को पता है जी, बीजेपी का हर कार्यकर्ता लोग नॉर्थ बंगाल में विजुअल्स में भी 3 दिन से कर रहा था। और मुझे पता भी नहीं था, अचानक हम लोग गया था कि एक बीती बड़ी जगह में, अचानक पता नहीं कहां से टीएमसी